Following Operation Sindoor, India has launched a diplomatic outreach, dispatching multi-party delegations to various countries. The delegation visiting the UAE is being led by Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde, while JDU MP Sanjay Jha is heading the group in Japan. Dr. Shashi Tharoor is heading the delegation to the United States and South American nations. The delegations will visit nations across Asia, Africa and the Middle East to convey India's message of zero tolerance towards terrorism. In crucial discussions, India's delegation has tackled tough questions on its long-term strategy against Pakistan. The delegation in Japan was also asked about India's stance on Russia-Ukraine war that former Foreign Minister Salman Khurshid also explained on behalf of India. Former External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid, in an exclusive conversation with CNN News 18, has weighed in on the foreign policy challenges, calling for mature and responsible opposition criticism. Listen in. You are going and representing the multi-party delegation. Is it challenging for you to incorporate views from your party, also from what the message is being expected out of you to be delivered at the national level?
Well, it is. From all the questions that you and your colleagues have been asking me each time I've appeared in front of television, it is challenging. It is challenging because as far as the campaign Sindoor was concerned, our hostility with Pakistan, which was thrust upon us by that horrible terrorist attack in Pahalgam, the escalation also was thrust upon us by Pakistan. Now, on that we were fully with the government, and we said so. Repeatedly we said so. We are fully with the government. But you cannot write out a perpetual agreement saying that we are going to be fully with you all along. We'll never say anything different. So there is a point of time where you have to say, we've been with you and we'll remain with you, consistent as far as national security.
No, but the country stood united in 2008 after Mumbai terror attacks. We stood united in 1994 when we were...
No. Listen, don't. This is no time for me to bring out things that were not that united. There were press conferences held outside the Taj Hotel where Mr. Modi, then at that time Chief Minister, came and raised questions. And I understand opposition has a difficult task. If you don't ask questions, you are damned. If you ask questions, you are damned. So what is the answer? The answer is share. Quickly share, and then ensure that nothing more can be said. Now you are sharing with me by inviting me to join a group of BJP MPs and other MPs. You are sharing with me an effort that we are making unitedly for the country. Right? Doesn't that shut me up for many things? When you ask me the challenge, this is the challenge, that there is at home a difference of opinion will continue at home, muted perhaps, carefully worded perhaps, etc., but they'll continue. The moment we cross our borders and we are in another country, there will be no difference of opinion. We'll have to be on the same page, and we will be on the same page, which all it says is for India and for India alone, which is what we will say. But then I would be asked questions, maybe somebody, my party may ask questions, that you went there to laud the BJP? Is that what you went there for? Is that what they paid you for, etc.? That's the challenge. And I have to tell my party leaders, please understand, you will also see this, if this ever is given to you to do, that when you travel across the borders to another country, you are a different person, because there you are speaking the language of the country, not the language of your party. At home, you may fight, but when you are there, you are one. This is what is the challenge, and this is a challenge that has to be understood by everybody, by the Congress party leaders, by the BJP leaders, by the leaders of other political parties, etc. And if you start dissecting everything, then you will get nowhere. You'll just embarrass one group or another group. You have to accept, you can verify if you like, but you have to trust each other. So we go with a spirit of trust and a spirit of camaraderie.
The leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, has attacked the External Affairs Minister by saying that informing Pakistan right at the start of the attack was a crime. He's questioned who authorized him to do so. Soon after, the External Affairs Ministry has come out with a clarification. There's also the DGMA, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai's soundbite, which is being played out from the press conference, which clearly states that the information was passed on to Pakistan soon after the commencement of Operation Sindoor on 7th of May. Has the leader of opposition jumped the gun, especially on a matter with regards to national security, and should there be greater prudence being exercised on such issues?
Look, I have a word of advice for the government, and it's a bit awkward that I am waiting for government to advise us, those of us who are traveling, including BJP MPs, and at this moment to be giving advice to the government is please share a little bit more with the leaders of opposition. And when I say leader of opposition, the former leader of opposition, that's Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but also other leaders of opposition who represent different parties, who were called for two of the all-party meetings that they were called. And now, of course, this effort to bring people on board to go and speak to the rest of the world, across the world, etc. It's a good thing. But please share what you can share with the leader of opposition so that these questions need not become necessary. Why don't you share more, right? You keep everything under wraps, and then people will turn around and point their fingers at the leader of opposition saying, you're a mute watchman, you didn't even ask any questions, were you not responsible? Aren't you responsible also for what is happening? You are, after all, part of parliament, etc. So you make it very, very unreasonable for a person not to ask questions. If you can't answer them, please tell the leader of opposition, this is of strategic importance, we'll let you know later, we can't let you know now. They can do that. They've done that in their press briefings. In the press briefing, they didn't tell the world everything. They just said those things that could be shared with the world to show how well we are doing. They could have done the same with the leader of opposition.
And so for the first time since the Pahalgam terror attack, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar has pointed to a direct link between the attack and Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir's remarks made a few days before the Pahalgam attack. He slammed Pakistan's Army Chief Asim Munir for his religious outlook. He also said that in the Pahalgam attack, a fresh element of religion has been introduced, aiming to create a communal disharmony in India. This comment gains even more importance because Asim Munir has only days ago promoted himself to the rank of Field Marshal, which means no accountability and complete protection for the rest of his life. Remember, less than a week before the Pahalgam terror attack, General Munir provoked India on the Kashmir issue, calling it Pakistan's jugular vein. He also endorsed the two-nation theory, the ideological basis for Pakistan's creation, and urged Pakistanis to teach their children that they are different from Hindus. Listen in to what Dr. Jaishankar has had to say.
It started because it was triggered by a very barbaric terrorist attack in the Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir, where 26 tourists were murdered in front of their families after ascertaining their faith. And it was done in a way in which it was intended to harm tourism, which is the mainstay of the Kashmir economy, and to create a religious discord. You have a Pakistani leadership, especially their army chief, who's very driven by extreme religious outlook. So there is clearly some connect between, the views that were expressed and the behavior that was done.